Hi. Hello, trophies. Can you guys hear me? I'm kind of like, my voice is almost gone. Let me get a little water. How you guys doing though? Yo, how y'all doing? Hey, trophy. Hi. I missed you, ladies. Y'all, I'm literally laying down in bed right now because, like, I had a really busy day. I worked and then I went out after work, and right now I'm totally tired. I have 5 more hours until I have to be at work again. So I wanted to come in, pop in with a video, and give you guys a story time because my life has been really crazy and really wild. It's been bonkers, and I've had no time to come in and explain anything to anybody because everything's just going on and happening so fast. Oh my God. Everything is like 100 miles per hour in my life, and it's just wild. So I was gonna do a poll whether you guys wanted to know if you wanted a story time on whether I was stalked by a millionaire or or if I had my property destroyed by a dusty. Both are equally as bad. Both are equally bad. Okay, so it's crazy out here in these streets. Especially out here in Miami, yo, it's wild. It's wild. So let me go ahead and give y'all a story time. I'm gonna do both story times, but I'm gonna come in with the story time how Dusty destroyed my property. I'll probably do that later on this week and let you guys know the details and everything that's been going on. What really motivated me to do this story time is because recently there was an Instagram model, and I believe Houston or Dallas. She was recently like strangled. Hope I can say that on air. She was strangled by like an admirer, like someone. I don't know if he was like an OnlyFans subscriber or if he was like a pen pal who used to send her money, or if he was like a trick that she met in the strip club, or if he was her sugar daddy. I don't know what position this man played in her life, but he claimed that he gave her money, and he claimed that he was used by her, and he ended up taking her life, which was very unfortunate. And I think situation was very extreme. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen to a lot of women where men feel used or whatever, and they throw their whole life away for a woman. I don't think that's the case. Thank God that wasn't the case in my case. But ladies, it is very important to keep your safety first at all times, because the story time that I'm gonna explain, like, I made so many errors, so many mistakes. There were a lot of things that I could have avoided if I would have been a little bit more vigilant in how things played out. So if I would have like just been a little bit more tactful on how things played out, I don't think I would have been in this position. But anyways, let me go ahead and get the story started. So I was actually in okay, so what happened? All right, so I had just got back home from a music video shoot. I recorded a music video with some of my friends, and literally I got home. I was exhausted, and my cousin, she called me up and she was like, "Hey girl, do you want to come out tonight? Meet me at the club tonight. Ladies in for free. So meet me here. I'm in VIP. You know, I'm with the ballers, shot callers. Come on, let's hang out." And y'all know me, I wasn't gonna go, but I ended up going because I wanted to spend time with my cousin. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to get drinks. I wanted to catch up because I hadn't seen her since we left Turks and Caicos. So I goes to the club, right? And she was with her dude, and her dude ended up introducing me to this one guy who was like a millionaire. How did I know he was a millionaire, you ask? He showed me receipts. Now, when I originally looked at him, he was very short. He very much had like the Napoleon complex where, you know, short people, short guys, they really have something to prove. So when I met him in VIP, he was like all on me and just very braggy, telling me how he was building a house on the lake, on the beach side, and how he was like have so many businesses in different states, and how his credit company is taking off and blah 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 blah. Like he was just throwing his money in my face. And then like we're in VIP, he offers me a bottle. I take the bottle. I'm like, all right. It was the way he was like offering me the bottle. It wasn't really gentleman like. It was very harsh and very forceful and very like just take the bottle type of thing. I don't, when I go out, I don't ask nobody for nothing. I wait till people offer me stuff and then I'll take. But I'm not a greedy girl because I already know the offers are gonna come flooding soon. So I never ask. I'm always offered. So he offered me, but the way he offered me was very much like a little aggressive for me. But I didn't think anything of it because we were in a public setting. He didn't threaten me. Like he didn't give me a threatening feeling. I more felt like he was corny. I more felt like he was like a cornball, you know, just kind of lame. I'm like, okay, he don't know how to talk to women because there's some guys like that. They just are very much stuck in their work. They're stuck in working, that they forget how to treat a woman. They forget how to talk to a woman, talk to her nice. They treat a woman like a business partner, or they treat a woman like a regular guy on the street, like just talk kind of aggressive. You know, men naturally talk aggressively to each other. So, you know, I try to like excuse it or whatever, but I should have never did that because you'll see later down the line how that really transformed, like that bit of aggression really transformed into like something else later on. So all right, he gets me the bottle, right? And he's like, I drink the bottle. We drink it together. Now we're dancing on the floor. And he's telling me all this stuff. And I don't really care in the moment because I'm like, you know, like, you know, but it was like he just kept throwing money in my face, and he didn't even like, he doesn't even know me to be a gold digger. He never even met me before. I don't know, my cousin maybe told him something about me before I got there, but like he was just all about the money, just all about showing off, all about bragging, all about, you know, putting like just throwing money in my face and whatever like that. Like he had a nice, you know, silver necklace that was like embezzled with diamonds. That's something a lot of people do down here in South Florida when they have money. They get those silver or gold chains that are like embezzled or whatever, like diamonds be dancing, like jewelry is a major status symbol down here for sure. And I can't wait till I get me some coin. I'm gonna get me a little chain too. A little chain I got my name on it. It's gonna say trophy. Anywho. I wasn't really impressed by his money because I didn't really like his character, you know? It's one of those situations like I don't really care about the money. I more care about if a person is sane. So fast forward, literally, y'all, this stuff I'm about to tell you, do not ever do this. Like the mistake that I made, don't ever do this. So as y'all know, I just got my first apartment. So he's begging me for a ride home. And I'm like, dude, you're like he literally showed me his bank account. Like literally while we're sitting in the club, I just met this dude. Literally just met him. And he's like logging into his Wells Fargo account and showing me his bank account. And he had like $900,000 in that one bank account, which was insane to me. I was like, oh my God, like my jaw on the ground. So I'm like, God damn, God damn, he's like a millionaire. Like, aside from like, he just has like $100,000 in his bank account. Mind you, that doesn't even attest or count for like the investment properties that he has all over America that he was telling me about. So I thought that was pretty cool or whatever. But still, again, I didn't want to act like I was so impressed by his money because, like I said, I just wasn't impressed by his character. I wasn't impressed by his demeanor. I wasn't impressed by who he was, how he carried himself as a man. But furthermore, nevertheless, he was asking me for a ride home after the club. The music stopped. DJ's packing up. Everybody's leaving. Drinks stop flowing. And he's asking me for a ride home. So in my mind, I'm like, why doesn't he just Uber home? Like, why does he want me to bring him home? Like, why doesn't he just call a Lyft or Uber and just take his butt home? You got all this money in your bank account. Why you want to get in my little Chevy Impala? Like, nigga, order a Uber Deluxe and skedaddle, get out of here. So he was very adamant. He was like, no, I want you to bring me home. I want to put you onto my business. I have this boutique that I'm opening soon, and I really want you to be the head. I really want you to, take control of the business and grow it and do what you want to do with it. So basically, he was letting me know that he wanted me to be a part of his business, one of his businesses or whatever. The only reason why he was trying to hire me is because literally at the club, I was telling them I couldn't stay out late for the fact that I had a job interview the next day. And he, like, the whole time, he's like, oh, no, you don't have to worry about that job interview. I'll hire you right now. Like, I'll put you on my payroll tomorrow. He's like, I'll put you on my payroll tonight type stuff. So he was like, bring me home. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, like what type of business I'm running. And I'm going to put you on my payroll tonight. And we're going to like, get this money going and flowing. So because he had shown me his one bank account, I mean, numbers don't lie, y'all. He literally logged into his Wells Fargo and there was $900,000 in there. So I was like, "Ooh," you know? And then he was also promising to put me on his payroll, have me run his boutique business. And I was kind of curious, even though I didn't really like his character. I was kind of curious of the opportunity. I was like, you know what do I have to lose? I'm like, what do I have to lose? This is the lifestyle I wanted. I always wanted to, work under a man who was very successful, and he gives me the play, he gives me the, playbook, and I could run with it and eventually grow up my own original business in that way. So I thought it was gonna work out that way. So like I said, he was begging me after the club. He was begging, like moving forward, he was begging me to bring him home. I didn't want to, but I ended up bringing him home to my home. Actually, I didn't bring him to his house. I actually brought him to my house because like after like he got in my car or whatever, my cousin was concerned a little bit because I'm like, and I was concerned as well. And I was like, cousin, you know, y'all, you know him. I don't really know him. So can you say something good about him to make me want to put him in my car right now? And my cousin was like, oh, yeah, he's a good person. Like, he's cool. You know, he's a great guy, whatever. If you want to bring him home, bring him home. If not, then you don't have to. So my cousin totally gave me the option to bring him home or not, and I decided to go ahead and bring him home. Not to my home, to his home, but I ended up going to my home. So it was just like really crazy or whatever because he was like very adamant in showing me his business, the boutique that he's about to launch. He wants me to be a part of it. So he was very adamant about that. He had his laptop with him, which that is so crazy. Like, I'm like, dude, were you like plotting this the whole night? Like, were you just looking for a girl to like freaking go home with? I don't know. Anyway, he brings his laptop and we come to my place and he opens up his laptop. He shows me like his credit card, his credit business because he helps people repair their credit. So he showed me his credit business even further in detail. He showed me like the boutique that he's about to launch. Like he showed me the vendor, the clothing that he's thinking about launching, or whatever like that. But all of a sudden, he's all in my ear talking about, baby, I love you. I just want to be with you. Baby, you're so sexy to me. Baby, you look so nice. Baby, I really want to make you my girlfriend. And I'm like, whoa, hold the hell up. This is too much. This is too much. Like I just met you an hour ago, sir. I want you to leave right now. But I wasn't adamant because I know the game. And he was drunk because he was drunk before I even got to the club, y'all. He was by the time I got to the club, they were probably on a fourth, fifth bottle. And y'all know bottles is not cheap when you get it in the club. Bottles is like $200, $300 each for one bottle. One bottle of Hennessy, which is like $70, in the real world is like $300 in the club. So they was already on their like fourth or fifth bottle by the time I got there, already drunk. So we get back to my place and I give him some more wine because I'm like, okay, he's drunk, he's vulnerable. He's you know, he's on that type of time. So I give him some more wine and I'm like, let me see what I could get in the meantime. And he ended up actually I was like, listen, I have bills. Like he was walking around my apartment, he was checking it out. He was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get you some new couches. I'm gonna get you a TV in here because I just moved in here. Yeah, my house is not completely furnished. Once I get it furnished, I'm gonna do a house tour and everything. But the couch that I got here, I got for free or whatever, so it's not in the best condition. It's just something to sit on. So he's like, oh my God, he was like, you're so much better than this. Like, I'm gonna get you a new couch. I'm gonna get you a new this, new bed, new headboard, new this, that, and the third. He was just making a lot of promises, y'all. And he was like, oh, my dad owns a furniture company. I can take you tomorrow. We can go get you some couches or whatever. So a lot of promises, y'all. I had just met this guy an hour ago and he had made at least 6, 7 promises to me already. It was crazy. But anyways, of course, y'all know I don't believe anything a man says unless he puts the money down. So he was in that mood. Like he was in that mood while we're in my apartment. He's like starting to get in that mood or whatever. You know, he see the sexy fine woman right here in front of him. So he started getting in that mood and he starts like, you know, trying to seduce me. And I'm like, listen, sir. I was like, I only let you come over to my house because you were gonna show me all of these businesses. I'm like, I'm about my money at the end of the day. So we started going back and forth. He was like, okay, well, if I give you $500, will you do me right now? And I'm like, make it 1,000. So after he showed me my bank account, it's only right that I get 1,000 or more. Like, I'm not gonna settle for anything less than 1,000. I tried to make it 2,000, but he started getting like aggravated, annoyed. But I should have pushed it into like 4 bands. Like, I should have pushed it to like 4 bands, at least 4 bands. Because the way his account was looking, baby, he did not even miss that money at all. He wouldn't even miss that money. But hold on to that thought. Hold on to what I said. He wouldn't miss that money, right? Right. No, wrong. So he ended up cash apping me the money, right? And with his cash app account, what a lot of people cash app account, they have to put in the code. Like after they put in the amount that they want to send, they have to re-put in their code before they actually send the money. So I don't know his code. He knows his code and he put his code in there and he sent me that $1,000. So after he sent me the money, of course, I did the good old switcheroo. And I was like, nah, I don't feel like doing anything anymore. I'm like, listen, I don't feel like doing anything anymore. You need to go home. You need to get out of here. You need to, I wasn't mean about it or whatever, but in a nice, polite way, I was basically letting him know that he needs to leave or whatever. And he was getting upset because he felt as though I led him on. He felt as though I lied to him because I had promised him some WAP and I didn't deliver on my end of the deal. But he had delivered on his end of the deal and I didn't deliver on mine. So in my mind, I'm like, you're lost. Like, you're not missing anything. So literally, he did not leave my house, y'all. He was at my house the whole night trying to get me to like give it up, but I wasn't having it. So literally around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, I got tired of his shenanigans and I just walked outside of my apartment and sat in my car and I just left him inside of my apartment because I'm like, at this point, I don't even care. So he finally comes outside and he finally gets the picture that I want him to leave. So he calls his Uber finally to come get him. And before he left, of course, he had to start trouble with me. And he was like, listen, he started sobering up. He was like, listen, you were supposed to give me something for that $1,000. You didn't give it to me. So I'm going to need you to send that money back. And I'm like, excuse me? Me? You funny. You funny. But of course, I was one with them, like, yeah, I'm gonna send it back to you. Don't worry, because I wanted him to leave. So I was just telling him anything he wanted to hear. And I'm like, yeah, don't worry, I'll send it back to you. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. So he ended up leaving. Finally, he got his Uber and left, y'all. He didn't leave my house until like 8 a.m. I did not sleep that night, y'all. I was exhausted for work. I didn't even make it to that interview that I was supposed to go to because this dude had kept me up the whole night. My interview was literally at 10 o'clock. I did not make it. As soon as he left, I showered and I went to sleep. So literally, he spent the whole day blowing my phone up, texting me, and he's like, why would you do that to me? I have good intentions for you. I will never play you like you played me. I actually want you to be my girl. I want to be with you. But you starting off on a bad foot. He's like, that $1,000 is nothing to me. But I just don't like the fact that you didn't keep your word. You said that you were going to do something, you didn't do it. And I don't really appreciate that. He's like, I would have gave you so much more if you didn't lie to me like that. He's like, I would have gave you so much more. I would have gave you so much more if you didn't lie to me like that. So in my head, I'm just like, yeah, 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 blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Because dudes will say anything, like just the same way I'm liable to say anything to get what I want. I know for a fact these dudes do that all the time. So I'm just like, I don't care. Cause to me, I'm like, listen, these dudes go around telling women all type of lies. They be boosting women's head up like they're gonna be with them forever. They be boosting women's head up like they gonna love them forever and never leave them. But there's so many single moms out here. There's so many wives getting cheated on. There's so many like crazy stuff going on to good people. So to me, in my mind, I didn't register this guy as a good guy. Even though he did give me that money, like I said, I just didn't like his character. He was aggressive, very aggressive, not violent, just aggressive. And that didn't make me feel good as a woman to be around that. I felt very much like he was trying to pressure me into doing something I wasn't ready to do. And furthermore, I just wasn't ready to do that. So I'm just like, listen, I'll tell you whatever you want to hear. In my mind, my logic, the way I operate, I'm like, I'll tell a dude whatever he want to hear to get what I want and get what I need. So dudes do it all the time. I'm gonna do it too. It is what it is. It's life. Everybody gets used. Women get used, men get used. It is what it is. It is what it is. Like, cry a river about it. It's still gonna happen. So, um, I ended up like stop responding to him. I wasn't texting him back. I wasn't like I wasn't interacting with him. I stopped responding back to his messages. So later that night, I ended up having another job interview at the same club that we met at. It was so crazy. I had a job interview the next day at the club that we met at, and I got ready. I got dressed, right, to go to this other job interview. And it's like my the dude or the guy that was interviewing me told me to be there at 10 o'clock. So literally 9:30, I'm walking out of my front door, and the guy, I hadn't heard from him all day. Like, he had texted me for a short amount of time and I wasn't responding, so he stopped texting me around like 3, 4. I didn't hear from him the whole day. And then I had my job interview to go to later on that night. I was on my way out of the door. Literally, as I'm walking out of my door, he starts blowing my phone up out of nowhere. And I'm like, what the heck? So I'm still ignoring, I'm not responding. And I'm walking out of my door to get into my car. And guess who I see walking up to my front door? This I see the same dude from the night before. Let's give him a name. Perry. We're gonna call him Perry. I'm 29 minutes into the story and I didn't assign him a name. We're gonna call him Perry. So why the heck am I walking? I'm about to walk and get into my car to go to the club. And I see Perry literally walking up to my car as I'm walking out and I'm about to get into my car. Perry is literally there outside my dang door, yo. I was I was like, what the heck? Why is this dude popping up at my crib? Like, this is not cool. This is not right. I don't appreciate it. And I was so livid. I was so upset that he did that. But I was literally shocked. Like, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, oh my God. Cause sometimes my mind switches and sometimes I just think the worst. So I'm always trying to like protect myself or whatever. So I'm always like in a submissive mode when I get around men because I don't want to trigger them and ignite them to like want to fight me or want to hurt me. So I'm like, I didn't know if he was like there to hurt me or there to fight me because I hadn't returned that $1,000. I didn't return it. So I was definitely shook and I just tried to like be as nice as possible. And I was like, listen, I was like, hey, listen, I have to go. I'm actually late for an interview right now. So I just said hey to him. I got in my car and I left. And he just stood there. Thank God, he wasn't crazy, crazy, crazy. So I think another thing that saved me as well, I was trying to keep this detail out. But I actually was dating a regular guy. He wasn't rich. I was dating a regular guy, and I have been dating that regular guy for like a month before I met Perry. And the regular guy was at my house before I left out to the interview. So when Perry had walked up to my house, right, I was with the regular guy, and Perry kind of like fell back a little bit because he seen like, and mind you, Perry's short. The regular guy that I was dating is like 6'3", and Perry's like short. He's like a little bit shorter than me, probably like right here to me. So Perry kind of like fell back a little bit and he saw what was going on. He saw that I had a man or whatever. So he fell back. And I think that's what kind of saved me because if he would have known that I was a single woman, I had no type of male protection. I think I don't know. I don't have no clue what happened that night. I have no clue what happened that night. But yeah, basically what happened after that, he was like just really shook to see that I had a dude or whatever and things like that. And I gotta drink, y'all. I'm thirsty. Yeah, Perry was very much shook to see that I actually like have a man. Well, had a man. I'm not with that guy anymore. But mm, can y'all tell I'm like super duper comfortable? Like I'm ready to lay down and go to sleep, honestly, after I wash my makeup. Aren't these press on nails so cute? I didn't do this and I just did this hand, but these nails are literally so cute. I've never done black nails before, but these are like, I would definitely do matte black for sure. So freaking cute, especially for like Halloween time coming up. I might do matte black next time I get my nails done with like white tips. That would be so cute. And some jewels. Yes. That would like, yeah, that would be changing the game for sure. But anywho, back to the story. Anyway, yeah, Perry was shook to see that I actually had a guy or whatever. So he kind of like fell back off of me, but he would still text me all like he would still like shoot me a text every day because at the end of the day, I was like, he was asking me like I had went to the interview and then Perry like texted me. He was like, yo, why you didn't tell me you had a dude or whatever? And I was like, listen, I'm not married. I'm dating right now. I'm dating whoever I want to date. So I'm not married. Um, so it is what it is. But another like plot twist, Perry was actually married. Hmm. That's why I wasn't really interested in like engaging with him sexually, because at the end of the day, I don't want to break up a happy home. I don't want to break up a family, and I don't want to engage with a guy who's already married. Like, I just feel like that's lowering my standards, especially for just a measly $1,000. And okay, you're gonna give me this $1,000. You're gonna sleep with me, and then what do I get in the end? $1,000? That ain't nothing to me. That's nothing. Like, that's nothing. So he was just asking me about my dude, and I'm like, listen, I'm not married like you are, so don't ask me no questions. Don't question me about my life or whatever. And he was basically trying to get back in my good terms. He still, like, he wasn't mad that I had a dude. He just questioned me about it, but after like hearing my response, he was just like, okay, well, she's still a green light. So he wanted to take me out, whatever, whatever, and I was ignoring him because I had a dude. So I was like ignoring him. Even my dude, like that night that he seen Perry walk up to the house, he was like, who the hell is this guy? You know, because the way I reacted when I seen Perry's face literally looks, my face looked like I saw a ghost. So my dude was looking at me like he saw the way I reacted, and he's like, who's this guy or whatever. So I ended up having to come clean about the whole situation to my dude and explain to him that, yeah, I had met this guy the night before. He gave me some money, and now I think he came back to collect his funds. So my dude was upset because he felt like he couldn't trust me, blah, blah, blah. That's a whole nother story time for another day. And Perry pretty much kept in contact with me. He wanted to see me. He wanted to take me out to eat. He wanted to date me, but he always positioned it as though he wanted to put me onto his business. He wanted to hire me onto his business, blah, blah, blah. So for me, I just looked at it like, okay, maybe he's not mad about the $1,000. Maybe he really still wants to, put me onto his business. But of course, half of my brain was also feeling like it was a setup as well. I'm like, I don't know what he has planned or under his belt for me. So I'm going to be cautious. So we did end up going out to eat one more time to see if we're gonna be compatible for a business. Cause still I didn't know this man. All in all, I didn't know him. So we went out to eat one time. And I drove to the restaurant and I drove home. I let him know, do not follow me, don't come to my house. I just literally put it all on the line. So he was like, all right, cool, So he respected that. And then I was avoiding him again for a long time again. But then I ended up letting him take me out to eat again. And that night I guess he was really ready to try to make a move on me. But I wasn't really having it. Like, I really want him to buy me a Chanel or like is it Givenchy? Anyways, I really want him to give me some red bottom shoes. I think Prada's red bottoms. I can't remember, but I really want him to give me some like red bottoms. I've been wanting some red bottoms, so he been asking me out on the day. I'm like, listen, let's go to Aventura Mall in Miami, and we're gonna have a ball. So we went to Aventura Mall, but the mall was like 10 minutes away from closing by the time that I got ready and everything. And I was trying to position it to like, oh, can you buy me? Like I didn't say it straight up, let's go to Aventura Mall, because I didn't want him to feel used or whatever. I was like, listen, let's just go out to eat. And we went to a restaurant inside of the mall. So I try to like, finesse it in a cute way. And he ended up not buying me diddly squat. But we did, eat some really great. We ended up dining at this really nice upscale restaurant in the mall in Aventura. It's really nice there. And after the mall, we ended up going to this bar or this club, and he got us some sections. He's like, listen, tonight is just me and you. I don't want any distractions. I'm gonna get us a private section where no one can sit in our section. Just me and you. Whatever you want tonight, you have it. You can get it. So I'm like, you wasn't saying that at the moment. So we go to the club, get our section, our little cutoff section. He ended up getting me like 2 bottles. The first bottle was Bel Air. It was a white bottle of Bel Air, and then the second bottle was Don Julio. So that's like what? That's probably like I try to work at a club as a bottle girl, and in that club for those 2 bottles alone would be $550 for a bottle of Grant for a bottle of Bel Air as well as a bottle of Don Julio in the club. So as well as he paid for valet, is on top of that he paid for VIP. So it was a lot of expenses being spent, but no money going in my pocket. So I was not really that impressed. I'm like, nigga, these girls could come out here with 100 bottles and 100 little flaming sparkles, little freaking lighter sparkles and all that shit. I don't give a damn about none of that, nigga. I want money. I want coins. I want my future to be set up. But when we were at the restaurant, he was legit, talking to me. He was like, listen, I really like you. And I want us to, I want to put you in my business. I want to have fun with you. But, the main thing is that we have to sleep with each other. We have to, like, have sex. He's like, we have to have sex. And to me, I was shaking my head and nodding yes. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, that ain't never happening. I'm like, that ain't never happening. So after we get to the club, he buys, all his bottles, spends all his money on VIP sections, bottles and all of that, valet and all of that. I start texting my homegirl and I'm like, girl, please come save me. I'm with this crazy man. He's married and he's trying to sleep with me and I'm not with that shit. So she came immediately. And as soon as like he see me texting, he was like, what the fuck going on? Like he was watching me in the corner of his eye because he sees me texting my friend. And my friend ended up showing up and he got so pissed. He was so mad. He did not want her to be there. He was giving her so many bad vibes because he just did not want her to be there because he already knew we had a plan up our sleeve and he already knew I was planning my escape route. So after my friend came, my friend wanted to hang out some more after the bar. So I was like, girl, let's go to the casino, go get some massages. So me, him, and her, all 3 of us went to the casino, paid for valet, went inside of the casino looking for the massage girls. There was none available because my plan was to stay out the whole night and not even let this man like get to my house at all. But there was no massage girls available at the time that we went. So I ended up ditching him right there at the casino. Like I ditched him and I told him like, listen, I'm not going home with you tonight. I have to go with my friend because we're gonna go do something in the morning. So I can't go with you tonight or whatever. So he got so freaking pissed off and mad and annoyed and like he was absolutely upset. And I didn't care. I was laughing. Me and my homegirl drove away and we were laughing. And I made sure not to go home immediately. So we went out to eat right after. Because I'm like, I don't want to go home immediately. And he's like waiting for me in the parking lot or some weird shit. So I was out really, really late. And literally the sun had came up by the time I went home. And for sure, I thought that I was done with this guy. He was done with me because he could tell that the way how I carry myself, I don't really care to sleep with you. So I keep doing a boot gang on you, like boot gang, but he's not getting the picture. So I guess he understood the picture, and he was calling me the whole night after I left from by his side, and he was like, "Girl, why you doing this to me? I really wanted us to be something. Why you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?" I can show y'all the receipts, but I ain't got nothing to prove. Oh, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all the receipt for the money that he sent me. All right, so I mean, $1,000 is really not that much to be bragging on these days, especially with the price of money inflating or whatever. But as you can see, that's the $1,000 that he sent. Let's see. You see where it say refund decline? He really tried to get a refund, but he tried to really get a refund through Cash App. But y'all know how Cash App go. Once you send the money, like once you send money, the fuck, you're not getting that shit back. Especially if they don't have no customer service line, nigga. You ain't getting that shit back. And the way he had his Cash App set up, like, come on. You literally have to put the code in before you send money. Before you press in, you have to put a code in. So that's his fault. You know, I didn't do anything wrong. Says that on that. Anyways, um, after I ended up going like out to see my homegirl, literally the next day, early, bright and early. I went home. I didn't want to go home that night, but I went home. And bright and early o'clock, bright and early o'clock, I hear do 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 on my door. I'm like, the hell, the popo outside? So I goes and I cracks through the window, and it's his short behind standing in front of my door. And I just let him stand there. I was like, I was like, the fuck? I'm not about to open the door because this dude is crazy. Why is he showing up to my house unannounced? At this time, it was the like third time he had came to my house unannounced. The first time he caught me outside by surprise because I was walking to my car. The second time he knocked on my door and I did not answer at all. The third time I did the same thing. He was knocking on my door and I did not answer the door whatsoever. So the third time he came to my house unannounced, I actually ended up calling the cops and making a report because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna let this guy freaking terrorize me over freaking $1,000. Like, you made the decision to send the money. That's not my fault. That's your fault. That's like that's not my fault. So you're not about to sit here and terrorize me over a little measly $1,000. So the third time he showed up to my house, I called up 12 real quick because I was not messing with that man. The way he was knocking on my door, it was so aggressive. It was really loud and hard and fast. And I was like, I just didn't like the energy of that knock. So after that, he pretty much texted me and he was like, "Oh, I don't ever want to talk to you again. You really played me. I don't like you no more, blah 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 blah." And I was just like, what can you do? You can't do nothing. I was like, what can I do? I can't really do nothing. I don't care to do anything either. So it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. I'm sure his wife is probably like really happy that I took that money and I did not sleep with him. Because my thing was, if I had a cheating husband, any woman that he cheats with, I would want her to do her best to like hurt him in every way possible so that he could know that these streets is not for married people. These streets are for single people. So if you're married, stay your ass inside with your wife and kids, okay? That's on period. That's on period. That's on period. And I'm not sleeping with no married man. No thank you. No ma'am. No ham. No turkey. So yeah, that's the moral of the story. If you like the story, please give it a thumbs up. And if you thought it was interesting and engaging, also give it a thumbs up. New to my channel, subscribe down below. Follow me on IG at Topnotch.Trophy, where you guys will see updates of my daily life and you'll see what I'm doing in the meantime when I'm not posting here on YouTube. I do have a pretty busy and full life, y'all. So me doing YouTube, especially like I haven't even invested in my camera or anything like that. Like, I don't really make it a priority. I just get on here and turn on my camera when I feel like it, and y'all vibe. Y'all be vibing with me, so I like the vibe. I like the vibe. I enjoy it. So I actually have work. I have work in a few because these bills ain't gonna pay themselves, and I'm not about to be out here turning tricks and doing all that, dealing with married men just to pay my bills. I'm good. So I like clocking in. I like having my own money. I like my independence and I like my respect, which is number one. The number one thing of all things is respect. I love having my respect and my peace of mind. These niggas do one or two little things for you and they think they own you. They think they have every right to your body. They get very much entitled. So I rather work, make my own revenue of income where I am able to, have my respect and keep things balanced when I interact with people or with new men or potential men or, men in general. So I don't ever want to be needy or greedy. That's not me. If a man's offering it to me, I'll take it. Just like a man ain't gonna turn down sex, right? So what makes you think a woman's gonna turn down money? Works the same exact way. A man will sit there and have sex with an ugly woman. Why? Because she has a vagina. So a woman's gonna entertain an ugly man. Why? Because he got money. So it is what it is. It's the ugly reality, but it's still reality at the end of the day. But yeah, you guys, moving forward, I have my candle business that needs to be presented to you guys. I'm going to do that in a very tasteful manner soon. And probably once I get back from my trip, my birthday trip, my birthday's is going to be on the 17th of this month. I'm not going to tell you guys my age because I'm not telling people my age anymore. Just know I'm turning 25. Okay. So I'm turning 25 and I'm going to be going out to Haiti on my birthday for a birthday trip to help the devastated families that were struck by the earthquake as well as Hurricane Ida that had passed through the tropics and basically left thousands of people dead or homeless. So I'm gonna go ahead and out there. My friends are doing the organization. They're doing a fundraiser. They already, got a whole bunch of shoes, clothes, food. And we're gonna go ahead and ship that all over to Haiti. And once we get to Haiti, we're gonna, distribute it in a specific area. So I'm excited about that. I'm getting older and I want to give back for my birthday. Because I've been so blessed and so fortunate with everything that I've been coming in contact with lately. And I don't take anything for granted. So I do definitely want to give back, and me helping Haiti is so important to me right now. Y'all know I'm Haitian, Haiti's president got assassinated and everything. So after the Haitian president got assassinated, there was a really big earthquake and then there was a hurricane that came through. So the country's in shambles. They need every piece of help they can get. And if you are so kind, if you want to inbox me and donate anything, let me know and I'll definitely, find a way to get the funds or the things that anything old out of your closet, anything you don't wear anymore, anything helps because I'm going to Haiti soon. And if you want to be a part of the blessings, if you want to be part of, this trip, then go ahead and hit me up. Hit me up for sure on IG and we can discuss things further. I would really appreciate that. But yeah, my birthday, I'm going to be spending and giving back. So you guys probably aren't going to hear from me for a while again. Y'all know how I do. Who knows? I might even I might get back on tomorrow. I don't know. I may record my trip to Haiti for my birthday. We'll see. Because I'm the type of person I really don't like recording every single thing when I go out. I like to enjoy the moment. So we'll see. We'll see. And I know most people probably don't want to be recorded while they're in such a compromising position, while they're naked or their children are naked. Their children don't have any clothes or shoes. They're stepping and walking on rocks. And they only have like 2 drawers and 1 shirt and 3 pants. Like, who wants to be recorded in those type of conditions? So I don't know. I really don't think I'm gonna be recording like me actually helping. Which I will put that in my close friends, but just for out of the respect for the people that's gonna be there, the people that we're gonna be helping, I'm not gonna post that. But definitely if we go partying later that night, then I'll post that. For sure, for sure. Yeah, so it's late here, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to my story time. That and finish that is the story about how I was stalked temporarily by a millionaire. Yes, he was rich, guys, and it was a lot of crazy things that went on. So life is crazy sometimes. Life is crazy sometimes, but I definitely suggest ladies stay safe. I'll stay safe as well. I've learned my lesson to never let a man come to my house, especially if I don't know him. I don't know him well enough. Like, never let him come in no matter what. No matter what. Like, we can stand out maybe in front of my door, not even in front of my door, maybe like in his car, my car. We could chill in the car. But a man actually coming into my house, like, that's just no. You're not my man. You're not my boyfriend. Not my husband. All right, so I'll probably follow up with a video on safety living as a single woman and a sugar baby. I think it's very important to think about these things. So, because it's a lot of crazy people in this world. So, thank y'all so much for tuning in once again. I keep saying I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna go for real this time. So, y'all have a good night and thank you so much again.